Beyond Karbala is about connecting with the message of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and the lessons of Karbala, lessons that, though centuries old, continue to inspire hearts and guide lives today. The question that revolves in the minds of many people, that why an event that occurred 1400 years ago still inspires millions of people around the world. To truly answer this question, we must journey back, far before Karbala, back to the time of the passing of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him. It was a moment of immense sorrow, a moment that shook every Muslim, and it marked the beginning of events that would, in time, lead to Karbala. After the passing of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, Medina was drowned in grief. The family of the Prophet, Imam Ali and the Al-Bat, were heartbroken. They were immersed in sorrow and occupied with the sacred duty of preparing and burying their beloved. But while the household mourned, a very different scene was unfolding elsewhere. A group of influential companions had gathered at a hall known as Saqifa. In urgent whispers that soon grew into heated debates, they argued over one question: who would lead the Muslim community now? 2 moments in Medina, one filled with tears and silence, the other filled with politics and ambition. Without going into the full depths of Saqifa, what we know is this: the gathering ended with Abu Bakr being chosen as caliph. Yet, not all companions accepted this decision. Many of the most pious and devoted, including Salman al-Farsi, Ibn Abbas, Abu Dar al-Ghifari, and others, refused to pledge allegiance. It was a time of chaos. Those who had once entered Islam half-heartedly, or even by force, began to show their true colors. Tribes rebelled, some even returned to idol worship. And in the middle of this turmoil, a striking incident took place. Abu Sufyan ibn Harb came to Imam Ali. Not once, but 3 times. He urged him to rise and seize the caliphate. He even boasted that he could fill the streets of Medina with troops to overthrow the new rule. But Imam Ali rejected him immediately. With clear and cutting words, he said, "Since when have you become a well-wisher of Islam? You only wish to play the role of a caliph maker." Abu Sufyan's offer was not out of loyalty. It was out of self-interest. He, and many like him, who had long been enemies of Islam, sought only to exploit the moment and weaken the Muslim community from within. As a result, Imam Ali chose not to come forward at that time. Instead, he endured with patience. His silence was not weakness, it was sacrifice. He bore the trials of his time with a heart full of faith, even as injustice pressed upon him. And then, in one of his most powerful words, recorded in Sermon 3 of Najul Balagha, Imam Ali himself describes that moment.
"Beware, by Allah, the son of Abu Kofar dressed himself with it, the caliphate. And he certainly knew that my position in relation to it was the same as the position of the axis to the handmill. The flood of knowledge flows down from me, and the bird cannot fly up to me. So I placed a curtain against the caliphate, and I kept myself away from it. Then I began to think, should I fight, or should I endure the blinding darkness of tribulations? Tribulations where the grown man is made feeble, where the young grow old, and where the true believer acts under strain until he meets Allah. I found that patience was wiser. So I adopted patience, even though there was a thorn in the eye and a suffocation in the throat. I watched as they plundered my inheritance, until the first one went his way and handed the caliphate to Ibn al-Khattab after himself. Still, I remained patient, despite the length of the trial, despite the stiffness of the burden. And when he too passed away, it placed the matter of caliphate in a group, and he regarded me as just one among them. But good heavens, what had I to do with this consultation? Where was any doubt about me with regard to the first of them, that I was now considered akin to these ones? But I remained low when they were low, and I flew high when they flew high.
When the rightful was denied his place, the course of history began to shift. What should have been a time of light slowly turned into shadow. corruption. Injustice. Bloodshed.
When Yazid was declared caliph, the Ummah was faced with a ruler unfit by every measure, a man devoid of faith, of morality, and of justice. His appointment marked the turning point, the moment that made Karbala inevitable.
It was the 28th of Rajab, in the year 60 after Hijrah, a day that would be remembered forever. On this day, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, with his family beside him, departed from the city of his grandfather, not in search of safety, but carrying the burden of sacrifice. He left Medina, the city of the Prophet, the city of light, and so began a journey that would change history forever, a journey towards Karbala. Imam Hussein alayhi salam laid the foundation of sacrifice. He showed the world that when injustice rises, when an unfit ruler takes the crown, a believer does not bow. He taught humanity that no matter how heavy the trial, no matter how dark the outcome, the faithful must rise, must speak the truth, must stand for justice at any cost. Karbala was not only a battle on the sands of history. It became a timeless call, a cry that echoed far beyond its battlefield, reaching every generation after. It was not a stand for power, not for wealth. It was a stand for principle, for truth, for the very soul of Islam. Through this sacrifice, Hussein alayhi salam gave mankind a path to resist tyranny, a path to bear suffering with dignity, a path to uphold faith, even in the face of death. And that is why, more than 14 centuries later, Karbala still lives in the hearts of millions. It inspires, it awakens, it guides humanity towards truth, towards justice, and towards the eternal light of Islam.